Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. To help keep this podcast free, we're partnering with Stoke Seeds. More than just a listing of vegetable and flower seeds, the Stoke Seeds website is a complete resource center with valuable information on seed starting, planting, and harvesting, plus all the gardening accessories you need to make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. Pre-order your free 2018 gardening guide today from stokeseeds.com, cultivating successful growers for generations. We'll have more to come from Stoke Seeds in the next few weeks. Now, on to today's question.
Welcome to a special edition of Your Gardening Questions podcast. I'm Brett Johnson, sales manager for the podcast as well as Plant Talk Radio. Today we're at the Midwest Green Industry Experience in Columbus, Ohio. It's presented by the Ohio Nursery and Landscape Association. It's an annual event for the green industry. With me right now is Jason Snyder from JD Equipment. Thanks for being with me on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go over, first of all, talk a little bit about JD Equipment.
JD Equipment does a variety of things. They sell ag equipment for farmers, sell residential lawn equipment, whether it's lawn tractors, residential zero turns, trimmers, handheld blowers, backpack blowers, and we also, sell commercial zero turns as well. XUV gators, what else? Pretty much everything. And we also service all the equipment, whether it is John Deere, Skag, Hustler, Exmark, pretty much service a variety of equipment.
I want to talk to you specifically today, knowing that our listeners are homeowners, and primarily we know that a lot of them have large yards to mow at times. I wanted to go over a little bit about the various lineup of riding and zero-turn mowers that JD Equipment has. Lines we talked about, John Deere. Talk about what you do carry, as well as maybe a heads up on how to select and go about looking at buying what line might be good for your property.
For residential, we carry, from the D-Series mowers, which are truly for anywhere from a half acre up to maybe 3/4 of an acre. Then we go into the X300 series, which, an acre to even 2 to 3 acres. And then you get into the X5 series, which are going to be more for your 3 to 5 acre. Then the X7 series, which are your largest of your lawn tractors. Those are going to do between, 3 to 6 or 7 acres. The X700 series, you can get snow blowers for the front of them. There's a lot more implements and attachments you can get for those. Even the 500 series. But the biggest thing, it comes down to price. If you have a certain amount you want to spend, John Deere gives you that capability, whether it's from $1,500 all the way up to about 12 or 13 grand on a lawn tractor.
What you just brought up about the different accessories that go with the sizes, or just what that homeowner may need, we always advocate going to that local dealer, because they're going to ask the questions rather than just direct you to a certain aisle and there they are, go pick what you want. I think there's a lot to that of you guys drawing out what that potential buyer is looking for, what the needs are going to be.
Yeah, pretty much one of the first questions we ask as soon as they come in the door. We ask them how much they're mowing, because that will give us, a good idea of what we can take them to and show them, and then go from there as far as, the price and everything. So, yeah, that's one of the first questions we ask.
Does that help with the product line discussion as well?
I believe so. Again, with the D-Series, a lot of the residential especially go with the D-Series over the X300 series, because those are going to range between $1,500 to right around $4,000.
With service, obviously going to a local dealer makes a big difference too.
It does, most definitely. With JD Equipment, when you do buy a piece of equipment from us, a new piece of equipment, we have what is the 5-year guarantee price on the service. So as soon as you buy the piece of equipment, we will send you back to the service counter, and for 5 years, that price will be set on your yearly service, which includes your oil change, cleaning of your deck, sharpening of the blades, and then checking all the oil, the filters, and then the fluids.
It's a great idea because I know I kick the can down the road, too, of not getting even a push mower serviced, and it's pretty important.
Oh, yes, I agree. The biggest thing with people, I tell them, as long as you take care of your equipment, it will take care of you.
Anything new coming up? The season's going to be upon us before we know it, but anything new walking in the store that homeowners can be looking for?
With the residential zero turns, not so much. More of the commercial end. We are coming out with the EFI units. A lot of guys, especially in the commercial, like the EFI just because it saves them money, as far as gas. The new suspension seat on the zero turns. But as far as residential, there's not too much changing right now.
Any financing options?
So on the residential, you can do 0% for 12 months if paid in full, or you also 4.9% for 48 months. And there's no ding for paying that off early if you choose to.
Another convenience factor for JD Equipment, you have a ton of locations around the state of Ohio.
Yes, so we have 8 locations altogether: New Albany, Hilliard, and Central Ohio. North of us, we have the Marion location. To the west of us is the London location. That's our biggest hub. East of us, we have the Zanesville, and then southeast would be Lancaster, and then south would be Washington Courthouse, and then also Wilmington.
Thanks for being with me. I appreciate it.
Not a problem, sir. Thank you for having us.
Thanks again for listening to the podcast. If you have a question for Fred, go ahead and email us, fred@planttalkradio.com. And for the best selection of vegetable, flower, and herb seeds available, go to www.stokeseeds.com. Pre-order your free 2018 gardening guide today from stokeseeds.com. Cultivating successful growers for generations.